Greetings and welcome back to CodeEquestria Reviews, and welcome to Power Rangers Week, in which we celebrate the coming of the 24th Power Rangers season, entitled Ninja Steel. To begin, I want to look at the previous Ninja season. And no, I'm not counting Samurai. Samurai and ninjas are two totally different things. No, I'm talking the Season 11 series from 2011, Ninja Storm. This has some context, however. Disney just had recently, in 2010, middle of the road, bought the Power Rangers franchise from Saban, looking to make some toy sale. In an effort, they took over Wild Force, finished that season off, and then moved the cast and crew to New Zealand, in which the show would continue to be shot. In fact, it's still shot there to this day as a cost-cutting measure. Power Rangers were getting way too expensive to shoot in the States. The first of these seasons would be an adaptation of the Super Sentai Hura Ranger, or Hurricane Ranger. Ninja Storm, as it was entitled, is a 30 episode or so season comprising of 6 Rangers. But it's kind of the weakest, if you don't count Operation Overdrive, of the what I entitled Disney 5: Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, SPD, Mystic Force, Operation Overdrive. These are and RPM, so Disney 6 rather. These are the 6 seasons that Disney oversaw before Saban bought the property back in 2010. Now, as for Ninja Storm itself as a series, it's nothing really to sneeze at. In fact, it's one of the lesser seasons upon retrospect, and a lot of it has to do with its pacing. It's far too rushed. The season begins with 3 Rangers. Shane, a over-enthusiastic skateboard enthusiast, and by the way, Disney tried to make this season of Power Rangers culturally hip and into the extreme sports scene, so much so that each Ranger had an extreme sport he or she was into. Shane was about skateboarding, Tori, our girl character, was about surfing, and Dustin, or Waldo, as we find out later, was an extreme BMXer, alongside 2 other Rangers that were introduced way too well and way too early, Blake and Hunter, the Thunder Rangers. The basic story centers around an evil banished ninja known as Lothar, along with his army consisting of General Zergain, General Chubo, a comedy relief villain, and his nieces Ma and Capri. They've returned to Earth and captured all of the ninja academies in the universe, all except for one, the Wind Ninja Academy, in which our starting 3 Rangers attend. But they're kind of school washouts. They're always constantly late, not really good in ninja skill, and let's just not be honest, they're slackers. But when they're the only 3 surviving ninjas when the school is attacked, they are given our Ranger powers through wind morphers, using power discs that would be later used in the Megazord. These power discs are based on the elements of water, air, and earth. And this also marks an historic moment in terms of this. Blue Ranger is a female for the first time, and the Yellow Ranger, a typically girl color, is now hoisted by a male. Although this color flip upon gender, it doesn't really do anything. It's not really that impressive, and it falls flat. Although, the one thing that the series does do right is its theme of ninjas. The costumes are done incredibly well. They have ninja swords, and they actually use actual ninja techniques straight out of Naruto. In fact, they look really well, and the stunt work and visual effects is really impressive. The fight scenes are alright, but they're loaded with a lot of special effects due to Disney not really liking violent man-on-man action that much. But at least the weapons and special effects do the job well and are pretty to look at. But back to that pacing thing, which is the number one issue. The Thunder Rangers are introduced formally in episode 4. They become Rangers around episode 10 or 11, while the Samurai Ranger, i.e. Cameron, the 6th Ranger, is introduced right from the start and is the Megazord technician, but doesn't become a proper Ranger until episode 16. I find that a little odd. Maybe introducing 4 at the start would have been more impressive, but allude to Cam's powers being missing or limited somehow. That would have brought the Samurai Journey's plotline to more of a forefront. By introducing him early but give him nothing to do but sit on his duff, you're really wasting a character. Actually, Cameron is the best written character in Ninja Storm, so you're really wasting a great acting performance as well. That would be the best acting performance of the series, if not for Lothar himself. Grant McFarlane takes the role, and he hams it up to an extreme. He knows the Ranger cliches and even abides by them more often than not, making him a villain, but a goofy one that you can laugh at. In fact, that's the problem with the villain faction. Too many goofs, not enough serious players. And things only get serious when an evil bounty hunter known as Vexicus enters the picture and creates another villain in Motodrone. Plus, it only gets really serious near the end, but by then, the villains are systematically picked off one after the other, which is a total waste, really. It's sad. Yes, the Battleizer is impressive looking, and the plotline is too. Except, that plotline only marks the 3rd of 6 multi-part episodes that are used throughout the series. In fact, the idea of multi-parters lose their importance the more multi-parters you do, and this series is practically loaded with them. The Zord fights have impressive starting animations and different weapon set animations due to the power disc being learned over time. But I refer to the power disc as Deus Ex Save Our Ass because they're always used in that way in every episode, even after Cameron becomes a Ranger. It's pretty sad that the Rangers always need a last second save your butt device. In fact, they actually use that exact line in the series itself. Not to mention the actual Zord music is stock music. One of those tracks I even recognized in a video game. Test Drive Unlimited has this track, and if you've played the game and watched Ninja Storm, please leave down in the comment section below which track it is. You'll be kind of shocked at which one. But it also reflects on how much Disney was mailing this one in. This series, for as cool as its theming is, and the execution of the theme itself, could use a little bit more better pacing and plot. Everything is over way too quickly and anticlimactic. The villains come off as jokes, and nothing is really taken all that seriously, which is part of Power Ranger cheese, but you'd expect it somewhat. And the current usage of 2011 skater lingo also makes the dialogue in retrospect seem way dated. In fact, by today's standards, I would even say it's borderline cringeworthy. All in all, Ninja Storm doesn't hold up to the passage of time. Its weak plot, overly rushed plot lines, and rushed Rangers out the door ruin an otherwise expertly executed theme, great Megazord fights, and some good appealing episodes, but it all in all falls flat. Thankfully, Disney would learn from this mistake in later years and make a much better season the year after. Maybe I'll talk about that one in the future, because I especially like that one. But as for Power Rangers Ninja Storm, it only gets a 5 out of 10 on our scale. So make sure to like this video if you do. Leave a comment if you want to talk about Ninja Storm in retrospect, and whether you know that track I was making reference to, as well as your thoughts on the upcoming Ninja Steel. Are you as excited as I am about it? And give your general thoughts on ninjas as a theme. Whether ninjas and Power Rangers go together like a Reese's peanut butter cup, or rather they should be chucked in the trash. But tune in tomorrow as we talk about something a lot more current, when we go back to the world of video games to talk about the first Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game in over 20 years, when we talk about Power Rangers Mega Battle for the Xbox One and PS4. Until tomorrow, may the power protect you and find peace in your own nirvana. Thanks for watching.